Welcome to your weekend focused, August the 10th and 11th, 2019. My name is Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you. Thank you, Tilly, for all the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. I truly do send it right back to you. Um, for the August the 10th, our numerology would be a 12 and then a 3. So the yearly energy comes into play. The hangman, the empress energy comes in. August the 11th is a 22. So not only are we dealing with the 11 energy of being August the 11th, but when we do the numerology, when we add August has 8 plus 11 plus the 3 for 2019, it comes to a 22, which the 11 is a little bit about cutting out what no longer belongs in your life, has value in your life. It is also about the commitment, giving it 110%, the integrity that you have to walk with, talk with. But the 22 is, the 22 is hard energy. Even though it brings in so much beauty, it's a harder energy to walk through. So we may find a little bit of pushback from what we're trying to do and where we're trying to go. And so stay determined. When the 22 energy, our determination, our perseverance, our courage, our confidence all comes into play to bring out so much success and happiness and joy. Sun is in Leo for the weekend. Moon is in Sagittarius, and then I think as it gets near midnight, two cards fall out. Excuse me. As we get close to midnight, the moon will then go into Capricorn. We got two cards. I didn't look at them, so what are they, guys? The Chariot and the Seven of Wands shows up. Jumps out of the deck. We may want to pull back a little bit this weekend. We may really want to think about where we are going, what we are doing, what we are trying to succeed at, where we're putting our focus, where we're putting our energy, what we're saying to other people. We could be rethinking the plan. We could be talking about our plans forward. Absolutely. There could be a lot of communication. I think Mercury moves into Leo on the Sunday, so we'll probably be a lot more robust in our talking. There should be a melody to our words going forward and what we want to say, a charisma entwined in our words. So maybe we need to back it up a little bit and think about what those words are going to be, how we want to portray the story, the conversation. And it's really about your truth and going forward. And I know I sound like a broken record with your truth, but it is so vitally important right now. We'll put those cards in, see if they come back out again. We also have Uranus going stationary retrograde, and we have Jupiter stationary direct. Now, Jupiter has been at 14 degrees for the entire month, and I don't think it's till closer to the end of the month, or even maybe a week before, that it actually goes to 15. So I think it was mid-July or the end of July. It was probably the last week in July where it went to the 14 energy, or the 14 degrees, and, the 14 energy. And so pay attention to that 14, because that 14 is really understanding how much more abundance there can be in your life by going with less, having less. Maybe it is a simplification, and I'm in the country, so you get flies in the country, absolutely. No air conditioning and flies, so there must be a little hole in one of the screens or something that usually allows the flies in. I don't know how they find that little hole, but they do. determination, perseverance, and belief. Dylan, Dylan, that's mine. Dylan is my dog. Dylan's been with me for a very short time, but he has never been in a situation long enough to know house rules. So we're in the process of learning. So where can you bring in the abundance in your life? By actually simplifying your life in some way. That is what the 14 is asking us. So where we've hit all these roadblocks in going towards our abundance and everything, finally Jupiter is moving forward. With Uranus going backwards, I think our love lives will be affected, absolutely, because it is in Taurus. Our sensuality that we want in relationships to be a little bit more, we want the sensuality. We want... and it could be a jump in our finances as well. See what the cards say. Dylan, come here now. Come, Dylan. You have to be a good boy. Yeah, you're being a bad boy and you know it. You're trying to get my attention. And this is not a good way to get it. Okay, lay down. You sit? Can you sit nice for me? Can you sit nice for me? Can you? Yeah? You're a good boy. Yes, you try. He knows no house rules whatsoever. He is in the process of being trained. I'm his fourth rehome. They found him on the streets not too long ago. And he does demand, I'm watching you. Dylan, it's mine. Strength. Absolutely. It's our strength. It's our integrity. We don't worry that the lion is going to hurt us. We know the lion is not going to hurt us. And the lion knows and understands that we won't hurt the lion. In this full moon that's coming up, there's a lot about unconditional love. And I think we're going to be feeling that energy sooner rather than later as we move towards the full moon next week. So it's about our strength. It's about using compassion and kindness and understanding, cooperation. Ten of Wands is back. Releasing what no longer serves us. What is burdening us. What is not allowing us to walk with a bounce in our step? We're hunched over here. We have this heavy load. And so the 14 energy comes into my mind. Simplifying. What is no longer necessary in your life that you just have out of convenience or habit? It could be something within your routine. It could be a habit, a behavior. It could be people, environments. Maybe something that you are putting your focus and your time and your energy towards that would be better served in another area. The sack on our back is weighing us down. We need to stop. We need to unpack. We need to understand what has growth potential and what is deadwood going forward. So pull it back a little bit at some point this weekend. Meditation, prayer, absolutely. And probably if you were to pick one of the 2 days, although I would hope you do this every day, I would pick the Saturday, I think, with the 12 energy and the 3 energy, rather than waiting for that moon to go into Capricorn, although Capricorn could bring in all kinds of structure to our plan. We have the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles has not been around in a long time. This is a time to take stock of what you accomplished to this point, what you've gotten through, what you create, what you manifest on a daily basis, what you're good at. Okay, here we make pentacles for a living, and we are admiring our pentacles. And we may even look at a few of them and go, wow, I can't even believe I did that. Like, that's beautiful. That's amazing. But we're also raising our standards on it. Now, on Thursday's video, we had the Three of Pentacles, was it? It was about slow, progressive work, having to be in it for the long haul. This is raising the bar on our dreams, on the possibilities of our tomorrow, on our potential. Raising the bar on our own potential. Seeing that we can do more, be more, become more. So we may be making decisions or promises to ourselves about where we are stepping up to the plate, where we are going to give more focus or energy or time or resources in order to move forward on a path. We have the sun. Beautiful energy. That light is not coming from the sun, though. It comes from you. It's by you raising your energy, your vitality, your, getting that bounce in your step, that you light up the world around you and you see the path forward. It comes in with clarity. It comes in with understanding. It comes in with a confidence. Oh, the moon right after, yeah. And we are coming towards a full moon, right? So sun and moon are across the skies from each other. And here we have the moon, and it's standing in your truth. Absolutely standing in the truth, being proud of who you are, being comfortable in your own skin, being proud of your actions, walking with integrity. Dylan! Could be his bone, though. You lay down now. Back in here now. You stay right where I can see you. By being true to yourself, by really being true to yourself, by recognizing the truth of who you are and where you want to go, and the sun may really shine a light on that. Okay, so it could be a little bit about the balance in your life that we need to work on with the sun and moon coming out so closely together. It's it's what we want to present to other people and who we are on the inside, and bringing that together in a balance so that you are comfortable in your own skin, so you are comfortable in your environment, so you have this confidence, this clarity, this understanding of who you are and why you are doing what you're doing. So maybe a purpose comes forward that you didn't even realize before that you wanted to pursue. Maybe it's service to others. Maybe it's raising your spirituality, raising your vibration in some way, your vitality in some way. So a very strong weekend. I mean, we start with the strength card. We end with the sun and the moon together. We know that we have the 11 energy this weekend. We know we have the 22 energy this weekend. Jupiter is going stationary direct. Uranus is going stationary retrograde. And what else is happening? Mercury moves into Leo. So we have a lot of energy changing around us. Go with the flow as much as possible. Be open to everything. Stand within your own truth. Walk with a sense of integrity. Unconditional love and compromise might be on the table this weekend for us in order to really raise the bar on ourselves and what we're doing. And please, please, please start letting go of some of that negative energy. And it could just be things. If you have clutter around you, everything has an energy. So make sure that what you have around you has positive energy. Sage or smudge, sweetgrass. You can use sweetgrass. You can use sage. You can just ask for the intention to be there. Intuition 36, which is a 9 energy. our intuition. So I've been talking a lot about our sage wisdom and tapping into that clarity and understanding. I think a lot of that will come in this weekend. But our intuition is also here, guiding the way, and that's more of the moon. So the sun is more of the analytical, but the moon is more of the heart and soul. So it is working in unison. I went to grab the book, but I'm not doing the book anymore for some reason. So when I went to grab it, I heard a resounding no. So um, look at the color. Look at the landscape of the mind here. So what are you thinking about? What are your positive thoughts? What do you really want to attract in your life? And your intuition will allow you to move in that direction. Raise your light. Look at the light coming from you. Look at the rainbow of color coming from you. So it is about having a balance, having and following your intuition. If you get into a situation this weekend and you do not feel comfortable, chances are you shouldn't be there. Or you meet somebody and you just get that wrong kind of vibe, trust in it. Somebody says something to you and you think, I don't think they're telling me the truth. Probably not then. They're probably up to something. Follow your intuition. You are more than likely right. Don't barter with your intuition. Your intuition tells you that you need to do something, then listen to it. How many times have you thought, oh, you know what? Just before I did it, I thought I shouldn't do it, and I shouldn't have. I should have listened to myself. Listen to that gut feeling. Listen to your emotion. Listen to what your body is telling you. Let's see what animal comes out for the weekend. So we're given a lot of balance here. We're given a lot of energy to work with to really move ourselves forward, to really taking it up a notch. And we take it up a notch by simplifying somewhere in our life. And maybe we've been going through that over the last several weeks, last month. And we will be for another week or so, and then the energy changes. Deep rest. Deep rest. Our little mouse comes out with deep rest. He's one of my favorites in the deck. I just love him sleeping in that little hammock. Lazy sleep, rest, and meditate. Rest is not idleness, and to lie sometimes on the grass under the trees on a summer's day, listening to the murmur of water or watching the clouds float across the sky is by no means a waste of time. Mouse says it's time for you to make time for laziness. You don't have to be constantly on the go after all. That's how you become run down, burnt out, and you lack a ton of energy. Your vibration is low. Your vitality is low. So, take time for you. Spend a little time each day or week doing something that you enjoy that is completely frivolous and fun. It could be an afternoon laying in a hammock, reading a book, watching your favorite old movie, playing with the kids. It's a time to restore your spirit. Sometimes rest doesn't necessarily have to be sleeping, but just quieting your mind. Take some time grounding yourself by taking a yoga class, gardening, fishing, spending time in nature. Spend at least 10 minutes a day meditating and just being in the moment. You don't have to physically be at your happy place to go to your happy place. It can simply be within your mind. And the more you practice, the easier it becomes. That is so true. When you are developing a special room or a field or a shoreline or something in your mind as your place to go, every time you're there, it's easier to get there and add things to it. You know, I have a room, I've got a sunken piano. I always have a piano player in there. He's playing the piano. There's a teddy bear that sits on it. I have an altar. I have two beautiful high back chairs sitting in front of a fireplace. I have a lounging area. I have a room full of just the biggest, hugest, whitest pillows you've ever seen. And it's all part of where I go when I need to just take a time out, or I want to talk to a guide or somebody past, an angel, when I need advice, when I need that time out, when I need to restore myself. And when you do that for even 5 minutes, you do come back with an energy. And tell yourself you're coming back with an energy. Or create a small spot. Since I've had Dylan, it's down to the end of the property and near the creek for well, probably a couple of hours every day when you add it all up. We try and go out there first thing in the morning and last thing before the sun goes down. And if I'm home, then we can do it during the day, but that doesn't happen as often as I would like. And I've been down there and I've just been, trimming the trees, and I'm building an island, and Dylan's been tearing my island back apart and bringing it all back up on me as I do it. And he's getting worn out, and but I get the sense of peace. It's like just the end of my property is like going into the wilderness. All of a sudden, everything stops. So I don't take my cell phone, and I just sit there and I watch the birds and I listen to the sounds and I listen to the water. I've got my lawn chair there. I'm thinking about how to put up a hammock. And just taking that little bit of time out for yourself every day actually gives you more vitality, more energy. That's why sometimes we feel like we need that little nap. Sometimes it's just closing your eyes for 5 minutes and doing some deep breathing and just allowing your body to let go of the tension and the stress that you have been building up as the day proceeds, because we all do it each and every day. I think it's going to be a beautiful weekend for us, but a very strong weekend for energy. With the sun and moon there, with the strength card there, we are moving towards a fabulous full moon. A lot of the energy is changing between Jupiter and Uranus and Mercury, and as the month ends, we'll be switching from the Leo to the Virgo energy. So go with the flow. Go with the flow. As the energy changes around you, so will the situation, so will the clarity, so will the control. Raise your strength, raise your courage, raise your belief in you, walk in your truth. And until we meet again, remember, I do love you.